Where are we sitting today? Tyler's '84 Chevy Caprice. The one that we were featuring, putting the speedy sleeve or ready sleeve on the companion flange the other week. Here's the car we're talking about. One of the last ones built in Canada. '84 was the last year for these actually to be built in Canada. Tyler's working on the car slowly but surely as budget allows. Some pretty clean condition underneath, and this car has actually seen about every single Canadian salty winter, but it's always been coated with oil underneath, so he's managed to keep it very clean. And of course those wheels are not used in the winter or anything like that. Interior is original. Very clean actually, very nice. And doesn't have a V6 or even a mundane little 305 under the hood. Sorry 305 fans, 305s are pretty decent motors too, but in a heavier car, you gotta have a heavy duty motor. Not a big block, but what we have is a very strong 350 with a very nice Edelbrock carburetor onto it. We'll go for a drive one day. Now's not a great time really. Turbo 350C automatic, which means it has a lockup for the third gear. Helps the fuel mileage. There is a new rear axle going on. There's a 12 bolt going on. Excuse me, not a 12 bolt, but a GM Corporate 10 bolt going on with the Posi-Traction on it to replace that tiny little 7.5. Oh, that's mine. It's mine. Yeah, we'll be back in a second. I'm giving her a couple of revs, Tyler. Please. Beautiful. Very, very nice car. Really enjoy it. We'll see more of this car as it progresses along too. There's so many old car projects going on right now. Have a great day, people. On a dull Saturday morning, well, it's supposed to clear up later on for a nice cruise this evening. We are replacing the brake pads on Tyler's '84 Chevy Caprice. Got to get his ghetto wheels off. It's just off alignment there.
That's the thing about these. They're solid.
These non-stock wheel people. Make everything harder for everybody. It's because it's off alignment there. Put the camera down for a sec. There we go. Got it? Okay. Alright, now it should be off. One more. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Well, boink. There we are. We got it. And yet the brakes are just about down. Looks like we saved them just in time. Rotors could really stand the changing, which they will when Tyler has the money. But the car is used really only at slow speeds around town right now. It's a cruiser. I mean, it can certainly go with the motor, but Tyler knows what he's equipped with right now, so he drives the car very prudently and accordingly. Alright, we'll be back when we're taking them apart. Caught them just in time. Absolutely paper thin, but no metal to metal contact. Rotor is thin a little, well, the rotor is thin, and it will have to be replaced, but we really can't do that today, unfortunately. But just for the peace of mind, we'll just throw the new pads on, but we'll get the new rotors as soon as we can. We can get them for a pretty good price, but not today. These are certainly thin, but not as horrible as some of them I've seen that have been like literally paper thin and ground all the way down. So we'll be able to service this so Tyler can just drive around town, which he only has to do for the next few days, and then we'll get the proper rotors for the car. Be back soon. Alright. Shika, grind away we do. Get a little bit of life back to the caliper bolts here. It was just starting to show signs of the caliper sticking by the slight bit of angle wear over, which is almost minute considering like that, but it's just starting to show some signs of sticking. So we're gonna make sure all the sliding points, all the moving points are free and clear on the slider part that the caliper slides against when it's held onto the bracket. And with that, we're working at these pieces. Put some white high temperature grease in there just to make sure everything stays in proper harmony with each other. Everything is okay up over here. It's such a pleasure working on cars that aren't from an excessively salty climate. You can see this one's been all oiled up underneath and it's in pretty good condition, so just helping to give it a little bit of extra life. Grind away we go. We'll be back. File. All sliding surfaces have to be mildly cleaned up. Make sure there's no rust on them. Scale, which could possibly cause parts to jam. Chip it away. This one's in pretty good condition overall, really. The winters around here are just a little bit more kind to cars than in other salt belts. This is what you would consider a salt belt, but it's not excessive. The roads dry up pretty quick here in winter. You still don't want to drive a car you've put many thousands of dollars in detailing, because it will get dirty. Oil protects it, but it's not the nicest looking thing. We'll work on this over here, and we'll get that done bit by bit. We've got our surfaces all cleaned up over here. I'll put a little bit of white grease onto the surfaces, help things out. I'll do just a touch more sanding on these over here though. But the white grease, of course, helps to keep corrosion from building up. You just need a very thin layer skimmed on. You don't have to slap it on, because you don't want it dripping onto the brakes or attracting all sorts of grease and grime. So we'll get going with that. Squeeze. This one's okay. So we're going to dress, this one's okay, but we're going to dress the bottom one a little bit more. I guess you can't seem to hold the camera this morning. That's all you really need. Just a bit. So what we have here, people, is just a very basic brake pad replacement. Again, it's just to get Tyler home and stuff, and but we do have to get some new parts for the car, definitely. We have to get some anti-rattle springs, a couple of new rotors, and a caliper hardware kit. But this was just again, like I said, just a very basic brake pad replacement. We cleaned up the pieces like we see, lubed them up. And with that, the job is done enough to get the car home safely. And we'll take it from there. We'll see where the adventure goes with this car. There you go. Tyler's 84 Grand Caprice. Okay, release. Okay, push on it. Release. Okay, push. Release. Alright, perfect. Thank you very much. All done. What we were just doing was just making sure the caliper assembly and pads 2, of course, weren't sticking after we did the job. So this one will be okay to go for now. And I say just okay, but it's going to be perfect soon once we get all the new components on. Take care. Bye. Alright, we're just seating our brakes over here. One more time. Always make sure there's no traffic behind you when you're doing that. Yeah, feels okay. Alright, here we are. 84 Chevy Caprice. Goose it a little bit. Can't beat that sound. 4-barrel Chevy small block. Anyway, dear friends, there we have it. 84 Caprice. Drive on, car.